I gave up my dining room for my Great Dane. Would you consider that spoiling? Is spoiling our dogs really a bad thing? Or is it part of being a good dog owner? Let's talk about that today. As a trainer, I'm pretty in tune with meeting a dog's needs, and dogs have more needs than you might know. But I also see the fallout of people who are just a little too permissive or lenient with their dogs. Now, I'm not talking about that myth that you need to be the alpha. Any trainer who's still quoting that misinformation needs to get some continued education under their belt. But I want you to know that too much of a good thing leads to problems later. Today, I'm going to review a few situations that you might be in that's considered spoiling your dog. And I suggest you stop. Let's get to it. Michelle here with How to Train a Dream Dog. Now, I don't think my Great Dane Harper is spoiled by having her own room. I consider it meeting her needs. As an adult Great Dane, you can imagine she's a big dog. She goes up to about here on me when she stands up. Any crate that is big enough for her to stretch out in would take up most of any room. So we gave up on the crate and we gave her a room instead. Spoiling? Nope. Meeting her needs for safety and security? Yup. But what about some of the other things we hear about on social media? It's almost a badge of honor when you brag about spoiling your dog. But some of these are setting the dog up and the human for some stress down the road. Unfortunately, that's when a lot of people ask me for advice. And it's a lot harder to undo these habits once they've been established. So, if you have a young puppy, let's talk about some things you should avoid doing. Listen up so you don't have to call me for help in a few months. Now, don't come at me in the comments either. I publish weekly videos on how to take good care of your dog. It's not that I don't want you to do nice things for your dog. It's just that there's going to be fallout if you don't know what you don't know. That's why I'm here. Here are 10 things I would avoid due to the negative consequences later in life. Number 1, giving your dog too much space too soon. Your 8-week-old puppy does not need to explore the entire house when he first comes home. He also doesn't need every inch of the backyard just yet. Giving him too much space when he first comes home is actually not good for him. It could lead to more fear and trepidation about the world because it was experienced without a positive and slow desensitization. And it certainly can lead to accidents all over because the more your dog sniffs and explores, the more they will need to go to the bathroom. Number 2. Letting your puppy sleep in bed instead of the crate training. Now don't get me wrong, a dog sleeping in your bed is definitely fine with me, but there's a when and a where. And the most important part is that the bed sleeping should not replace crate training. Crate training is a life skill that is so important for so many aspects of your dog's life, like potty training, getting proper rest, staying safe when you're gone, a place to retreat to when life is scary or overstimulating, and preparing for medical or grooming situations. So I'm not saying no bed sleeping, but I am saying bed sleeping is okay at the right time and after crate training has been established, and after teething and adolescence are past. And potty training is rock solid. Number 3, using a pee pad. Now, you might think you're doing your dog a favor by using a pee pad. Maybe the outside world is a little scary for him, or maybe you're concerned about his vaccines not being completed yet. Yep, sorry, I still say no way, no pee pads, nope, nope, and nopity nope. There is a way for your puppy to go potty outside safely, even when he's young. I see the downsides of pee pads way too often. Puppy owners who start with pee pads end up with accidents in the house, on the rugs, on mattresses, on blankets, and clothing. And bottom line, teach him to go potty outside with patience and positive reinforcement, and it's a win-win for both of you. Number 4, never leaving the puppy alone because he whines and cries. I know it's so tempting to scoop up that crying puppy and snuggle him until he falls asleep in your arms, but this isn't going to work so well when you have a 100-pound dog, or when you need to get some work done, or when you need to go to the store. Teaching your dog to be confident while being alone is really far better than snuggling him just to stop the crying. Now you can teach him to have confidence in a positive, stress-free way that lasts a lifetime. And if you need help with that, you know where to find me. All right, number 5, doctoring up puppy food. Now I know it's really easy to add more things to a dog's kibble to help him like it, but this really sets you up for a struggle down the road, as your dog can become a picky eater with all the extra spoiling and doctoring up of the food. This could also lead to an overweight dog and a lot of wasted food too. Kibble contains the nutrients that your dog needs, so make sure his main food source is his kibble. Now, I always train Pickles with kibble, and he's happy to work for it, but it's okay to use treats for those harder training sessions. But treats should be no more than 10% of your dog's daily consumption. Number 6. Excessive puppy handling. This is a hard one because 1, puppies are so cute, and 2, how do you know how much is too much handling? Well, this is definitely a case of too much of a good thing is not a good thing. Now, the best thing to do is pay attention to your dog's body language and watch for signs that he'd like the interaction to end. These signs can be subtle, like a lip lick, a yawn, ears going back, or whale eye. Now, the more you handle your puppy against his wishes, the more this will negatively affect your relationship. Now, this could also lead to him escalating to a growl, a nip, or even a bite. And if you're not sure what body language means, like snuggle me versus give me space, you're gonna love one of the lessons on canine communication in my online course. By overhandling your puppy and continuing to pick them up when they really don't want to be picked up, you can create a dog that also runs away from you. Number 7. Taking the puppy everywhere. Okay, similar to snuggling, the key here is to make sure he's enjoying the activity. Yes, it's important to expose your puppy to new things within that imprint period, up to 16 weeks of age. But if it's not done in a positive way, it's gonna do more harm than good. So, rather than taking your puppy everywhere, hold dedicated sessions of exposure where you watch his body language for signs of discomfort. And end the sessions before you see it. And I'm gonna disappoint a lot of you with this next part. Skip the puppy backpacks and strollers, please. I know those are adorable, and some people feel like they're a great solution to a dog who is not ready to be exposed to the outside world, but I don't recommend them. Backpacks often put dogs in a position that's uncomfortable and bad for their spine. Strollers take away a dog's ability to leave a situation that makes them uncomfortable. And both of these, it's not easy to see the dog's body language for signs of discomfort. Number 8, clothing that makes him look cute. Yep, now you're really gonna hate me, but I'm here for education. And here's your dog trainer education for today. Clothing is not good for dogs. This would be like putting tape all over your mouth all day. It prevents communication. Dogs communicate with their body, and if it's covered in clothing, well, we can't see what the dog's trying to tell us. And other dogs, they definitely have a harder time understanding what your dog is saying. Clothing can often be uncomfortable for dogs. It can be too restricting or cause them to overheat. Remember that a dog's temperature runs warmer than ours at around 101 to about 102.5 Fahrenheit. Don't even get me started on booties. If your dog isn't doing search and rescue, he most likely doesn't need booties. I said what I said. And I say this because your dog needs to be trained to wear them, and most people just slap them on. Then the dog starts walking funny and everybody gets out their camera. Wrong. This is just wrong and not the way to help your dog learn to wear booties. Number 9. You're really gonna hate me on this one, but please don't put big, soft, fluffy bedding in the crate for a young puppy. Your vet will even back me up on this one. Not only could it become a big sponge for potty accidents, but it could quickly become a hazardous chew toy. Puppies do fine on the floor of the crate when they're young. And you can try a snuggle puppy for comfort if he seems to need something, but wait on the bedding until your puppy is a little older. Harper has earned a memory foam mattress, so I'm not a meanie. I'm just a realist because I've worked in a vet's office and I've seen the fallout. Removing bedding or objects that are obstructing airways or digestive tracts is an expensive surgery. Number 10, letting 2 dogs meet on day 1. Now, if you bring home a puppy and excitedly let your resident dog meet him, expecting them to be BFFs right away, you've already gone too far. When you first bring home a new puppy, I recommend that you keep him in a pen and a crate, and don't let him have access to the other animals in the house for a few days, maybe even a few weeks. Now, this will all depend on how your resident animal acts when they can smell your pup or see him from a distance. Your new puppy needs some time to decompress from the big transition away from the mama dog. It's not the right time for a big meet and greet. Believe me, all the animals know there's a big change in the house. When I fostered a Pitty Mix, she was with us for about 10 days, and she never once met Harper or Wesley. She did meet Pickles for about 10 minutes until Pickles decided he didn't like her play style. There's a time and a place for your animals to meet and get to know each other. And you can learn more about that in this video. Harper having her own room is also due to the other animals I have in my house. Pickles and Wesley are much younger than she is and have a more bouncy play style. This could hurt her since she's now old and fragile, so we keep them separate, even for potty breaks. Now that's not spoiling, that's just proper care. Are you learning a few new things today? That's why I'm here. We really work hard to put these videos together for you guys each week, and I hope you're loving it. Give me a like, share it with another puppy parent, subscribe to the channel, or use the super thanks. All right, I gave you a pretty good list of common spoiling activities, and it could be quite a bit longer, but I've already taken away a lot of your fun. So I want to give you just a few questions to ask yourself about a particular habit or behavior, in case you want to determine if you're spoiling your dog and what the fallout could be down the road. Now, by asking yourself these questions, you might determine if the activity is good or not so much. And if you're not sure about how to answer these, well, then it's time to consult a professional. That's me. Here you go. Ask yourself, if I do this behavior, will it work when company comes over? When I want to relax? When I take the puppy on a trip? When the puppy stays home with a pet sitter? When we go to a friend's house? When the puppy experiences the teething phase? When the puppy reaches adolescence? When the puppy is recovering from surgery or a medical procedure? Another family member in the home cares for the dog. The dog is full grown and larger in size. I get another animal or a dog. Or when I'm gone for an extended period of time. Now, the bottom line here is that I want you to ask yourself if this is sustainable, easy, and can be managed through all situations and developmental phases. And if you're not sure what your puppy's developmental phase will look like, or how his behavior might change as he grows, then I've got the perfect video for you to watch next. You can learn all about the important phases of adolescence, which is when most owners struggle the most. Did you know that the adolescent period is the time when most dogs get surrendered and dropped off at the shelter? Of course you wouldn't do that, but knowing what is to come and how you can prepare for it might help you prevent some of those puppy blues. All right, check out this video next. Okay, be honest. Are you spoiling your puppy? Are you making a few mistakes that you might want to correct? It's okay if you are. It happens to us all. Now you know, so you can do better. Comment below with something that may be considered spoiling, but you're unsure if it is or what the fallout might be, and we'll tell you what to do next. This is Michele Lennon, your favorite dog trainer, who recommends taking good care of your puppy, but not spoiling him, and Harper agrees.